Ah, we're back here finally. All right. I hug my knees to my chest, crying into them. I can hear the distant sounds of my classmates packing up and leaving for the weekend, their voices raised in excitement. They slam their lockers and race to catch the buses. How can they be happy? Maybe it's because everything in their life isn't going wrong. Their parents are still together. They didn't just lose both a friend and a teacher. They can still smile. Did both of those things happen at the same time for you, girl? Aw. I rub my eyes, but the tears keep coming. I feel like I'll never smile again. I don't want to go home to an empty house where my dad will not be there to greet me. I don't want to go home ever again. Because without the two of them, without my mom and my dad, it's not home. Not anymore. But I don't want to stay here either. Mr. Knowles is gone. He'll never come back. Without him, the band room feels cold and empty. The same as my house. The school already cleaned up his countless coffee mugs and took down the funny quotes he had hanging on every bulletin board. Like he was never even here. My chest constricts with pain, like a giant hole has opened up in my heart. How could they? How could they clean up every sign of him like he never even existed? I don't know this place anymore. The sounds of my excited classmates fade away. All that's left now is drowning silence.
Oh man, I'm gonna miss the bus!
What? Oh no. Tom Rosado is the last person on Earth I want to see right now. He comes rampaging into the locker room, destroying the quiet like some kind of blundering elephant. He throws open his band locker, recklessly yanks out his trombone case and slams it shut. He turns to sprint out the door, and stops in his tracks when he sees me.
Huh? What are you still doing here?
You should go. You're going to miss the bus. Unfortunately, I can't hide my tear-stained face or cover up the cracks in my voice.
Are you crying? Is it because Mr. Knowles...
Go home, nosy!
He ignores me. Instead, he sits down next to me, fiddling with his trombone case.
Didn't you hear me? I said you're going to miss the bus.
I guess that makes two of us then.
Now I'm angry. I didn't ask for him to stay. He should mind his own business. I turn away from him, crossing my arms.
Do you want to talk about it? I know when I'm sad, talking always helps me.
No.
Tom doesn't say anything for a long moment. I continue to give him the cold shoulder, praying that he'll give up and go on his way. But he doesn't. Instead, he opens his big mouth and says something that surprises me.
Mr. Knowles was the best band director in the world, wasn't he?
He is the best band director, and he always will be.
Yup.
My chin trembles.
You liked him too?
Of course. He was funny, but he knew when to get serious too, and he had all sorts of wisdom. I think I learned more from him than any teacher.
And he's never coming back. We'll never hear him crack another joke. He'll never give us another tidbit of his wisdom when we need it most. He'll never again give me a friendly pat on the head, mussing up my hair and telling me how proud he is of my improvement. I squeeze my eyes shut and wrap my arms tight around the hole in my chest.
I couldn't wait to have him in marching band. He made it sound so cool. I didn't believe him at first. But when he took us to that football game to march on the field with the high schoolers, well, turns out he was right. I'm definitely gonna join next year. What about you?
No. I'm quitting band.
Huh?
I said I'm quitting! I don't want to be in band anymore. I hate it! It's nothing but a waste of time!
Do you really hate it?
A fresh wave of tears buds in my eyes. I try to rout them away, but they just keep coming. I feel stupid for crying in front of the boy who has done nothing but jab me in the back with his trombone through 3 years of middle school. 3 years! At least he's not making fun of me right now.
Why are you still in it if you hate it so much?
I don't hate it, but I'm still going to quit.
Because Mr. Knowles...
He trails off. I give up on wiping my eyes and let the tears run freely.
That's not the only thing. My parents got divorced.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My dad left, and I don't want to go home because he's not going to be there.
You can't stay here forever, you know.
Anger takes hold, and I slam my fist onto the bench beneath me.
I know, but I can't look at them right now. I can't stop thinking about, like, what if I had done things differently, maybe this wouldn't have happened. Maybe I could have done something to stop it, or maybe it's all my fault in the first place. If I hadn't been so selfish, or if I had been a better daughter, maybe.
Hey, don't say things like that. It's not your fault, and you know it.
But it is.
No, it's not.
It is! When I was little, they thought I had gone to bed, and they said... I overheard them say how they hoped having a child together would save their marriage.
Eesh. Oh, man, so many couples think that, so many. It's like, oh, we just have a baby, you know, we'll rekindle and we'll get closer, and oh, man. But I've actually overheard it, too. It's like, I was not a good enough child for them to stick together, obviously. Oh, Cadence. A fresh wave of tears overcomes me.
I was supposed to help save their marriage, and I failed.
You're wrong. If they already had problems, it had nothing to do with you. So don't blame yourself, okay? I know it's easy to do in this kind of situation, but you're only a kid. None of this is your fault.
His wisdom catches me off guard. Tom, maybe you're not as immature as I thought you were. I'm sorry for pushing you away. That's what I want to say, but my throat constricts with grief. I can only look at him, feeling weak and pathetic as the tears continue to run down my cheeks.
I promise, things are going to get better with time. They always do. Now come on. Let's get out of here.
He stands up and offers me his hand. I don't move. Tom blinks suddenly, furiously. Was that a tear in his eye, or was it my imagination? He's staying strong. I should too. I wipe away the last of my tears and take his hand. He helps me to my feet, but lets go as soon as I'm standing.
I have a phone. Want to use it to call your mom so she can pick you up?
I don't want to. She'd have to leave work anyways.
Okay, then I'll have my dad drive us home. And you can't say no to him. He'll drag you into the car before he leaves you here all alone.
I laugh lightly at the thought. Suddenly, Tom pauses as if there's more he wants to say.
Hey, Cadence?
Yes?
Don't give up.
I know it's not my business, but I don't think you should give up on band.
Why?
You might think it's a waste of time, but well... maybe you need that escape in your life right now more than you think. And besides, you're on the verge of being able to join marching band, the coolest thing in the world. You should at least give it a year before you decide to quit for good. If you give up now, you might regret it later. And I think Mr. Knowles would want you to keep going.
I picture the look on Mr. Knowles' face if he found out I was quitting. I know he would tell me it's my choice, but the disappointment would be clear in his eyes. He would want me to keep going. He would want all of us to keep going.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay?
I'll stay in band. On one condition. You stop poking me in the back with your trombone slide.
Aw, come on! You know you love it.
I do not! And I'm not making any promises that I won't quit after a year.
Then I'll have to make band as fun as possible for you so you won't.
Just leave me alone.
No way! You're going to have to deal with me for a little while longer.
Aw, so wholesome. I wonder where I would be in life if not for Tom. Band shaped my life and who I am today more than I ever thought possible. Would I be the same Cadence without it? Without him? I can only guess at the answers to these questions. But I know one thing for sure. I'm glad that annoying trombone player who sat behind me stopped to ask me what was wrong on that day in the locker room. And I will always be grateful to him for it. Thank you, Tom, for everything. Escaping from here won't be the end of our problems. We need to make it back to civilization, and we need to get as far away from Mr. Wiley as possible. But so long as we stick together, I have a feeling we can do anything. We're going to be okay. Are we? What? How long was I out? I sit up, rubbing my eyes sleepily. My clock reads past midnight. They finished sooner than I thought they would. Coming! Tom didn't say it was him, though. You should have checked. I race to the door and throw it open. Is it fit? Hi. No. My question dies in my throat. For a long moment, I stand frozen, staring at Mr. Wiley like a child who has been caught misbehaving. He narrows his eyes and gazes back, waiting for me to speak first. I clear my throat and find my voice. Mr. Wiley, what are you doing here?
You know exactly what I'm doing here, Cadence. Shall we take a walk?
But
Come on, Cadence. I've heard enough excuses for one day.
I expect to feel overwhelming panic looking down the barrel of Mr. Wiley's gun, but I don't. Instead, a peaceful calm descends over my senses. I wonder why. It's the shock. Maybe something snapped inside me and I've gone crazy. Or maybe I've already accepted my death. Breathing steadily, I place one foot in front of the other and walk out the door.
Let's talk in my office.
Oh goody, no one will be able to find me. He lets me lead the way. As we walk the dark paths of Camp Bearpaw, my mind races to come up with a solution. I could run, I could scream, but that wouldn't protect me from a bullet, and I don't want my friends getting involved. I think of them on the cusp of escaping and a tear comes to my eye. Maybe this is how it's supposed to go. While I distract Mr. Wiley, they make their getaway. I wish I could go with them. I want to see my mom again. I want to finish high school and go to college one day. And I want to tell Tom that
We're here. Get inside. So, why don't you start by telling me what you were doing during Saturday's movie event?
He's going to kill me.
Cadence, I asked you a question.
What's the right answer? Should I play dumb or tell the truth? Does it matter what I choose? Well, I didn't hear a... So, I assume we don't die no matter what we do. I feel if we play dumb, we're just delaying the inevitable... Like, he's just gonna threaten her more and Cadence is gonna tell the truth at that point. So, I mean, she might not, but I don't know. That's my feeling, is that he'll just, like, work her up till she admits something more than she should. If I just, like, have her calmly tell him the truth now, she's not as scared, so maybe she only tells, like, the bare minimum. Because I feel like he knows some things already. I just don't know. It's not death. Death is not here this day. I'm gonna save though, just in case. I'm curious. If we tell him the truth, what happens? Curiosity killed the Cadence. I snuck off with Tom.
And what is it you and Tom were doing?
We were planning to escape from band camp.
I knew it.
You can't continue to keep us trapped here, Mr. Wiley.
I expected better from you. I chose you as drum major. You were supposed to be on my side, but you betrayed me.
Mr. Wiley! That was not the reaction I was expecting from him for us telling him the truth. Okay.
You're dragging this band down. This is all your fault. Everything is your fault!
Mr. Wiley paces back and forth, ranting and raving, all while continuing to clutch the gun in his hand. He's gone completely mad. There is no reasoning with him. All I can do is pray that I somehow make it out of here alive. Mr. Wiley? Mr. Wiley, did you kill Garth?
Despite everything, I thought we could make it work.
I've heard these words before.
I wanted it to work so badly. I wanted to believe that everything would be all right.
Mom and Dad, this is what you said when you went your separate ways, isn't it? Funny how I can still think of that at a time like this. But seeing their faces in my mind brings me comfort.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault. I didn't know it was him.
Him? I close my eyes and think of them. Mom, Dad, I love you so much. I open my eyes to see the gun aimed at my forehead. Tears roll down my face. Mr. Wiley, please.
All your fault.
I don't want to look. I don't want to feel anything. I think of my family and my friends, and it feels like my heart is being ripped out of my chest. I wish I could tell them not to grieve for me. I wish I could tell them how much I love them. I wish I could say goodbye. Goodbye. I love you. Good. It didn't hurt at all.
Cadence!
Whoa! Holy! This is the most badass CG ever! Tom coming in like a G! Tom?
Stand back!
I don't believe my eyes. Tom is here, armed with his trombone. He stands protectively in front of me, looking angrier than I've ever seen before. I feel a flash of relief, but also a fierce surge of panic. I don't want anything to happen to him. Then I see the blood at the tip of the knife on his trombone and gasp. Tom glances over his shoulder, catching my eye with his. Their blue depths swim with anger and determination.
Run!
No!
I see now. Tom disarmed Mr. Wiley at the last possible second. A long red gash traces up his arm and leaks blood. Nice! He dives to retrieve his gun, but Tom quickly kicks it out of reach. With a roar, Mr. Wiley throws himself at Tom and tries to wrestle away his weapon.
Oh no, you're not leaving here.
You're not going to get away with us!
Let me go!
With a great heave, Tom pushes Mr. Wiley away from him. Tombayonet slashes the air between them. Mr. Wiley staggers backwards and goes down.
Ah!
Come on!
Tom gives me a shove to get me moving. That's when I realize I'm still alive.
Run!
The band is escaping as we speak, but we need to run!
My legs feel like jelly, but I do my best to keep up with Tom. He slows his pace and positions himself behind me. I know why, but I'm too afraid to acknowledge what could happen next. I feel like I'm trapped in a nightmare and I can't run fast enough no matter how hard I try. No, you cannot go back here at a time like this! Game! No! I mean, I'm always up for, like, backstory and stuff, but, like, dude. We're almost dying! Fine. My feet pound the concrete as I race up the driveway towards the charming home at the end of the cul-de-sac. As soon as I reach the door, I pound it with my fist. Then I realize there is a doorbell and choose to ring that repeatedly instead. It isn't long until the door opens.
Cadence? What are you doing here?
Why weren't you at the first week of practice? You missed everything. Now you're going to be really behind.
Oh, yeah, about that. I was thinking of taking a pass on marching band this year. It's too much work.
You don't get to do that.
Huh?
You're the one who convinced me not to quit band and to join marching band. Now I'm in this until the end of high school, and so are you, whether you like it or not.
I don't recall signing my life away to marching band.
Too bad, lazy bones. I'm not letting you quit band so you can lie around and play video games all day.
You're not, huh? I'd like to see you try.
Please, Tom. Marching band won't be the same without you. Think of how amazing the last 2 years were. I know it was hard, especially in November when our instruments practically froze to our lips, but wasn't it worth it in the end? All of those wonderful friendships and memories we made. Do video games really compare to that?
Well, video games are pretty awesome.
Fine. I can tell this was a waste of my time. I'll stop bugging you now. I turn to leave, holding back tears. Tom touches my shoulder to stop me.
You didn't let me finish. I was gonna say video games are pretty awesome, but there's no better game than life.
I pause.
Bad joke.
I'm like, are you talking about the board game life?
What I'm trying to say is,
See you at band practice?
I look at Tom over my shoulder, beaming. You promise you won't quit?
I promise. Guess I'm in it for the long haul, eh?
Yep. You didn't let me quit. I'm not going to let you quit. You can thank me later.
We'll see.
Bye now.
See you at band.
And we're back. Now we're getting shot at. Great. Aren't you glad I convinced you to stay in band camp? I'm glad. You saved my butt.
Get back here! I'm not done with you!
Damn it! Hide!
We duck behind a tree, squeezing close together to stay hidden. Seconds later, I hear the sound of Mr. Wiley's footfalls growing louder and louder.
Where did you go?
I cling to Tom. He holds me so tightly I can barely get air into my lungs, but I'm too scared to breathe anyways. We hold still, listening. All goes quiet. Tom, that thing you were going to tell me? What was it? Guys, your timing is atrocious. Please, can you please tell me now?
I love you.
Dang! Alright, respect, Tom. Good job.
I've never met anyone as kind, as funny, as strong as you, Cadence. Despite everything you've been through, you always manage to keep a smile on your face. And I love that about you.
Tom,
It's okay if you don't feel the same way and you don't want to be anything more than friends. I understand. I just wanted you to know in case we don't make it out of here.
I love you too.
Huh?
You say I'm kind and funny and strong, but you're all of those things too, Tom. You have a pure heart. You live to make people laugh. And when I'm with you, I want to be a better person. The best person I can be.
You're already that, and so much more.
We both instantly remember where we are. Yeah, good. Well done, everyone. Good job, you two. I hold on to Tom tightly, listening as Mr. Wiley moves farther and farther away. He must have been hiding nearby. Thank God he didn't hear us. Phew, thank God for plot armor.
Let's move.
Tom takes my hand in his and we go for it. We burst out from our hiding place, sprinting through the trees towards the fence where we know freedom awaits. We made it!
Ladies first.
I crawl through the tunnel, ignoring the flare of fear in my chest as earth presses in on every side. But it's only for a fleeting moment, and then I'm out, standing on the other side of the fence. Tom follows, bringing along Tombayonet. He has some difficulty getting it through the tunnel, and as I wait for him to finagle a solution, every second feels painful. Once he makes it to the other side, trombone in hand, he beams at me.
Now we made it.
I throw myself into his arms and we embrace. Despite our horrible situation, the challenges we've had to face and will continue to face, my heart feels lighter than ever before.
We're alive.
Thank you, Tom, for everything.
Of course. I wasn't going to leave you.
Not just for what you did today, but also for what you did back then. I wouldn't be here if not for you.
You're welcome. I guess I should thank you too, then. I wouldn't be here either if you hadn't come knocking on my door like you did in the past.
If you look at the bigger picture, we probably shouldn't be thanking each other at all. We wound up in a hostage situation because we stayed in band.
It's all good.
True, but it all worked out in the end. Now come on, let's get out of here.
He offers me his hand. I smile and take it. Together, we leave band camp behind and head toward the hills into the darkness and the unknown. However, it isn't long before...
There they are! Cadence!
Susie!
Tom!
And me.
Cadence, Tom, thank God.
Susie's fierce hug nearly knocks me off my feet. I can barely stand up.
Oh no! Are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
I'm okay. You all waited for me?
Of course.
Why would we go running off into the nether without our drum major?
Clark.
Did Mr. Wiley threaten you?
Yes, but I'm lucky Tom was there.
Everything's okay now.
As he says it, the rest of the band appears over the rise of the hill. They see me and relief fills their faces.
You made it!
It's awesome!
Good to see you in one piece.
Glad you didn't let Mr. Wiley get the better of you.
I look around at all of my friends, their faces shining with relief, and my heart grows warm. We're out in the middle of the woods in the dead of night. Any sane person looking at the situation would say that everything is not okay. But when I'm surrounded by my dearest friends, I feel safe. I feel like we're going to be just fine. I smile at Tom. He smiles back and offers me his hand.
Let's get out of here.
I take his hand, and together we march forth into the night.